I can't tell if I love you, House of the Dragon, for bringing me the drama and the intensity that you do every week, or that I utterly hate you for all these time jumps and actor swap outs. It's really annoying. Welcome to Voice of the Fat Mantis and my review of episode 8 of House of the Dragon. That's right, we have hitting another 6-year time leap. Serenity now! Why do you do this to me? So all the actors are swapped out, not all of them, just all the kids, which is an army of characters. There are times that certain camera angles will pan over. Like there's a part where Rhaenyra's aunt looks over at, I can't tell if that's her daughter or her granddaughter or who is that? Can they wear name tags maybe? Hope this is the last one because I gotta say some of the swap out of actors is appalling. But the worst, Aegon does not look or in energy any way encompass the last actor for him. There is no way in hell they are the same human being. It was just horrible. It's piss poor casting. However, Aemond, he went through the biggest difference. He's now a big thug with his eye patch. I can tell all the ladies on the internet love him. And he's just a cool character. You know why? Because he's giving off Daemon Targaryen vibes. That's right, he's the young Daemon. Who will win? Because they're obviously heading toward a duel at some point. Obviously, we're all hoping for Matt Smith. But this is Game of Thrones franchise, which means if you ever like a character, assume they will be dead in a few episodes. I would love it if you liked this video, subscribe to this channel, and keep tuning in to Voice of the Fat Mantis for more House of the Dragon details, updates, and reviews. So it starts off where there is problems in the House Valerian as Lord Corlys's brother. His name, I couldn't tell you. He is yet to be in enough of any episode for him to have a rememberable name. Just think about that, HBO. Seems to have a problem about the inheritance. He does not want bastards to inherit his family's homeland. This castle is for him and true Valerians. He wants to go to actual court. Meanwhile, at King's Landing, believe it or not, Paddy Constantine's King Viserys somehow still alive. Although he is literally a living mummy. He's so deformed. It's creepy and disgusting and it's fun. And it's not going to be in him for a Halloween costume. If you wear like the gold mask and... Anyway, he's so decrepit and he's drugged up on the milk of the poppy because he's in so much pain. Or is it really just that his wife and the hand of the king want to rule while he's doped up and in bed, sleeping all day long? Who knows what the true answer is, but he's not long for this world. Unfortunately, Rhaenyra needs her father to rule over court so she can rule in her children's favor. Or it's this will be the ultimate time for Alicent to one-up her here. This is classic Game of Thrones, and it's classic in a different way. Most people think that Game of Thrones are gross sex scenes or hyper-violent battle scenes. And some of that was in here. But really, the most classic part is political swerviness. I loved it. I love the intrigue of how they're maneuvering around each other. Even though there was a cool kill, best moment of the week, King Viserys, being in so much pain, refuses his medicine so that he can be clear-headed for his daughter's trial. And he goes there and he's hobbling around on a cane, and you can see that every step is painful for him to be present there. But like a good father, he will never betray his daughter. And he's having a hard time getting up those stairs, and the crown falls from his head, and a hand picks it up. And you see it's Daemon Targaryen, his estranged brother, helping him up to his throne, places the crown back on his brother's head. And it was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. It's moments like that. And it's also moments later on at the dinner scene that make Paddy Constantine's performance just so amazing. Honestly, he is just great. He needs to win some awards. And the fact that he tries to keep peace amongst his family. All of his family are ungrateful thugs. Even Rhaenyra's side are not the greatest people in the world. Sometimes it's hard to root for them, especially since they switched out actors. But here we are. Paddy Constantine, our king, wants everyone to have a beautiful, nice supper together. It's reminding me of Thanksgiving. It's almost like we got an early Thanksgiving episode. And of course, as soon as he leaves, when he's in a lot of pain and he's rushed to bed, they all start bickering. It literally ends up being a scuffle among the young boys, as for some reason, Aemond has not forgotten the eye they cut out of him. That was awkward. And there's a great part when their scuffle begins. Rhaenyra's oldest son throws a punch him square in the jaw, and he doesn't even flinch. You know he could have murdered everyone in that room except for Daemon. It was great. I can't wait to see him actually be like a true villain. And he thirsts for war, as we can see during his training sequence. He's gotten so good, he's even better than Sir Christian Cole, who, like many characters, has been brushed over to the side. It's weird. There's a strange group of characters who have no voice anymore. And it's like the guy who runs Harrenhal, the guy with the twisted. There's a lot of Valyrian family members who, like, they don't talk enough or they're not on camera enough to have a voice. And Christian Cole used to be a major player, and now he's just kind of there. It's bizarre on the highest level, and it's the weirdest type of television making I've ever seen. Imagine Star Trek or Buffy the Vampire Slayer trying to do a narrative like this. They could never pull it off. Which kind of just shows you the loyalty of the Game of Thrones fan base. We were able to forgive them for a really crappy season 8. And yet we still came back to this show and we're loving it. And I have a love-hate relationship with this show. I will say this is one of my favorite episodes of the season so far. I just wish they were clear on who everybody was. I wish they had taken the time to allow characters to grow on us before they do things like kill them or remove them from the story. It's jarring and it's bad. And I know it's almost directly from the book. But as we learned, adaptations shouldn't be perfect emulations of the book or original source material. You got to use artistic license at some point, just for us who have to sit through it. That's all I'm saying about that. But at the end of the day, the most important part happens at the very end. And it would seem to be a throwaway scene, but it would seem that King Viserys has come to his end. But while he's in bed, it is very clear to anyone with half a brain that he is mistaken. He's confused by all his things, and he thinks that Rhaenyra is standing next to him, but it's really his wife, Alicent, which is why he continues a conversation him and Rhaenyra had earlier. Alicent doesn't know what he's talking about. He's talking about the prophecy of the Song of Ice and Fire, and he's saying that only if Aegon is the ruler can they fight off winter. However, this makes Alicent think that he's talking about his own son, so therefore his last words are misinterpreted as in, F everything I've said already, fight your family, make sure our son is the king. That is the most disastrous last moments. What a fumble, King Viserys. Like, you really screwed this one over. And of course, this is going to lead to an insurrection. Next episode is called The Green Council, and it's clear that it's going to be about the conspiracy to prevent Rhaenyra from getting her crown and her throne. And so finally, the actual Dance of Dragons is going to kick off. Now, next episode is the penultimate episode of season 1. And Game of Thrones traditionally makes their penultimate episodes the most adventurous or disastrous, highest special effects budget. It usually has the most spectacle. So I'm expecting a lot of murder, a lot of mayhem. Maybe we'll get some dragons fighting each other. Oh yeah. I really honestly can't wait. I gotta say, in terms of actors, Matt Smith and Emma Darcy are completely shelved. Emma Darcy, I don't know if it's just that she lacks all charisma, but she is not bringing anything to the table that you couldn't get a hobo to do. Matt Smith has almost no lines, and it's infuriating. He used to be one of the most important characters, and he's just drops exposition here and there, and he just stands there intimidatingly. Oh, I didn't even talk about how he cut down the Valyrian guy. He makes a Pez dispenser out of Corlys's brother. That was awesome. The violence, the beauty. And if you look on, they look over in Aemon's face, and, you know, Eye Patch Boy, and he looks like he's getting off on it, like he's some sadomasochistic freak. Perfect Game of Thrones character. So I would like to see Matt Smith and a lot of other characters have things, and I want to see Emma Darcy in a real scene where she can bring out her acting chops. Right now, Olivia Cook is sunning Emma Darcy up in the acting ways. I actually love that performance right there. The real question is, what did you think of this episode? Please let me know down in the comments. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to Voice of the Fat Mantis. I love you guys, and I love doing these reviews. And we've only got 2 episodes left. Can you believe this? I actually do feel like I've aged years, though. I guess it's all this time jumping around or whatever. Anyway. Oh.